Good morning, everybody. Let me take you on a 4-day trip, just a glimpse into the life of a regional pilot. Should I bring her with me? Hi, Ninja. So I still gotta fix my hair, get my tie on, but today I am reporting for 9 a.m. at the airport. I like to leave about an hour before just because I don't like to rush. I just like to take my time. I don't want to be all gross and sweaty by the time I report. So I'm going to leave around 8, woke up around 7, and today's a nice, easy day and just doing one flight to Prince George. So let's go. Before we continue, I just wanted to quickly share a word from today's sponsor. So as you all know by now, I am a huge fan of Skillshare, but in the event that you didn't know, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore some new skills, develop existing interests, and get lost in creativity. For this month, I decided to freshen up my knowledge a little bit on meditation. So the course that I did is called Meditation 101, Spark Joy, Peace, Creativity into Your Daily Life. I'm generally pretty good at using a guided meditation at night just to help me fall asleep and just to help me relax, but I've been meaning to just be more present on a day-to-day basis or just bring more mindfulness to my daily tasks. So this course by Dan Liu was fantastic just to reintroduce some of those basics, those fundamentals to just help me stay more present. So as usual, the first 1,000 of my subscribers that click on the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thank you once again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get back to my 4-day pairing. So just getting into our hotel. It's really early that we finished today. So first things first, gotta unpack, and then it's really nice out, so I think I'm just gonna go for a walk. Just got to this amazing park in Prince George. It's just a nice way to spend the day so far. I'm so glad I found this spot. My captain actually recommended. Today, I think I mentioned earlier, I reported at 9, so we had our 9:45 departure. It was flight 3173 Calgary to Prince George, and I know a couple of things. You meet with the crew. Very frequently, I'll see someone that I've worked with in the past or worked with at the airport, which is really nice. Catch up, introduce yourself to your crew if you haven't worked with them before. I knew my captain already, but brand new flight attendants, which was nice. And yeah, just kind of set the tone for the pairing with whoever you're matched up with. And today, because we only had one leg, it's really chill. So captain offered me if I had a preference for whether I would be the pilot flying for this first leg or pilot monitoring. And I don't particularly care, to be honest. Sometimes if I haven't flown to a specific airport and I see that I'll miss it if I'm pilot monitoring, I might just pipe up and say that I have a preference to try and fly one. Or sometimes you're just more tired than other days and you'd rather do pilot monitoring, you're not feeling as 100% sharp. It's totally okay to speak up and just mention that preference. So I ended up being pilot monitoring for today, which means that I did all the radio work and the navigation, like setting up a flight plan, getting our performance numbers, etc. So I was doing all that today, and it means I don't get to fly today. So captain did the takeoff and landing for today's leg because he was the pilot flying, and then landed in Prince George. Sometimes you're matched up with one captain for the entire 4 days of a pairing. In this instance, I actually am going to be with the same captain, whereas at other times, just
depending on what kind of pairing it is, or if we're IROPS, irregular operations, you might get a different captain every single leg. I really like it. I like being able to meet different people and hear their stories and hear their opinions and just, ask them where they've traveled to or just their thoughts on certain things. So I really appreciate that aspect of my job. It's a little bit harder for people who are extremely shy or timid or very introverted. I'd say that there's a nice balance. I like to, spend a lot of time on my own during pairings. So I'm like half extroverted, half introverted almost, where I feel like I have to recharge on my own, but I love being social. I just love being outdoors and like making the best of the different smaller cities that I'm in. It's not layovers in Hawaii, but Canada is an amazing country to explore, and it makes me really proud to know that I've truly gotten to explore this country. You can absolutely still make the best of it and still really enjoy your time on the road. So that's day one, and yeah, let's see what we got for the next upcoming days. Today is day 4, so let's get to it. Just walking back to my car. We had a 13.5-hour long day. I'm gonna go home and I will update you tomorrow because my brain is, I'm tired. Let's talk about my last day, my 4th day flying. So 9:15 for a 10 o'clock flight. And the flight that we did was Vancouver to Victoria. So as you all know, that flight is extremely short. It takes maybe
15 minutes altogether, and most of it is taxiing because the airborne portion is like 34 nautical miles, something super, super short. Did that, and then we had a 4-hour sit. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I actually ended up going for a walk. My captain actually suggested that there was a walking path that goes like all the way around the airport, and it would be, you know, a perfect opportunity to get some air. So I ended up doing that. So I changed out of my uniform. But my captain and I both made the mistake and didn't realize how long the walk would take. It was just under 10 kilometers, and I don't know why I didn't click on this, but he had sort of mentioned it was, you know, just over an hour or so, and I had to speed walk because I got to like the halfway point and I finally decided to take a look at how much longer I still had, because I was thinking, you know, holy crap, this is a long distance to go still, and Google Maps told me it was going to be another hour. So I was like sprinting the whole time, and then it started pouring, so I actually ended up getting drenched, and I was like super sweaty, and I was like rushing back to the airport because our flight was at 2:25. So I'm like trying to rush to make sure that I have enough time to get back to the airport, grab all my food, and then change and like sort of cool down before I have to operate so I don't look terrible and gross. Rushed, made my way back to continue to work, and then our next flight with our different flight attendants now, different crew, was to go from Victoria to Calgary, which is a little bit of a longer flight. And then we went from Calgary to Regina, and then Regina and back. By the time that we departed to go, you know, from Calgary to Regina and then Regina and back, it was getting quite dark. So we were able to, you know, fly at night. I saw a couple shooting stars from the flight deck, which was really nice. And it's really nice to be able to have an opportunity to fly at night. It's a different environment. I find it personally a little bit more challenging. I find that approaches and touchdowns and landings are a little bit harder because you have a little bit less depth perception. And then of course we finished up and we're finally able to go back home. Last night I got home at around like just past 11, which isn't that late, I guess, in comparison, but after having gone through that 13.5-hour day with my crazy run walk thing that I did, plus the maintenance issue and swapping 3 different sets of flight attendants, it's just a lot. It's a very, very busy day. So I was definitely happy and glad that I was home last night. So I think that's everything. Thanks so much for coming along with me. I hope that this 4-day vlog gave you a little bit more of an idea of what the life of a regional pilot might look like, what it looks like on the road, how things sort of get organized, and what the routine looks like. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like this video, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.